So we've actually added, I think, most of the games in the like 2/3 of the games that are supposed to be in the shuffler are in now. Um, Aside from that, uh, the other changes there have been since last time is just that I did a bunch of updates, but most of them are probably not ones you'll see. Um, the one I'm concerned about is Haunted Castle. I think that one wasn't working, and I cannot tell you why. We'll have to see. Um, let's just get started and around the cloud. We'd set it up next last time. Cotton's a pretty fun character. The drawing of her on the left there actually does seem pretty fitting for her attitude. Willows, I think, not sure. I haven't really been reading this, but uh, the magical artifacts in this are called willows, which are, I think, basically just a like Europeanization of I don't know if that's a word, Latinization of Wiro, which is some kind of rice candy. I'm not sure if I personally had it. Aside from Silky, I'm not too familiar with the series, so I think she's a major character who's in basically every game. I don't know so much about I think it's just Silk, but I don't know about this lady on the left. See, she's not exactly on the side of good here. So this is a pretty easy game, actually. It's visually like what do we call it? Uh, very similar to Space Harrier. Uh, I would say significantly better than Space Harrier, both in look and just how interesting the gameplay is. But it's way easier. I think I'm not sure if our life has been increasing, but we can get more as time goes by, and it's much harder to actually hit something than it is, or to get hit by something than it is to gain life, I would say. So I'm not sure if I'm not too sure if it's like fantastic for the shuffler for that reason. But I think it is a nice game to watch. It might be better to set hard mode, but I just personally didn't. Which I don't think I did. Because I did change those settings last time. There's a weird thing with the rapid fire in this one. Actually, let me check something else. Oh, I was just wondering. I think maybe you can stack magic. That's something I saw in retro achievements, but I've never done it intentionally. I'm not sure if it gets added to the left or the right side. I'm gonna assume it's the left. See, here's the game doing cool things. It takes a little effort to get the crystal because you bounce them back, so you kind of need to stop shooting. But there's a lot of like transitions between areas, which I don't think Space Harrier really did. Um, so it's lends to this like an actual physicality. You can see where it's pointing up. You can actually go up. Oh, I got it. The next one up is a new one, Wolfang Kuga. There's also called a Roga Armor Force. It's a localized name. This is a uh, mech run and gun. The gimmick in this one is that you can customize your unit. Oh, it shuffles in the opening. Let's, yeah, I have that written down somewhere. Okay, so at least I have a note on that. Let me check before I get going. As usual, I'm having my coder issues. I think I just kind of have to accept that. Not sure if there's anything I know how to do that's going to fix it. Um, and I'm not planning on streaming enough for it to be a huge necessity. So it's my fault for not paying attention. Okay. Here's something to focus on. Here's Avenging Spirit. So this is kind of Kirby sort of deal where, but instead of absorbing enemies to get their powers, you just if you die, you grab them. Uh, it's I feel like not a super elegant platformer, but it's fun enough. I grabbed this with the arcade pit Koopa challenges. Okay, this one is stupid. I think I might have shown this one before, but let's see the whole intro in case we didn't again. Oh no! I think we did go through the whole intro. Uh, Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Is there an easy mode that I can? There's a normal mode. There's no making this game easier, huh? Okay, so the long and short of this is it's going to be a bad, like, maze platforming game. There's a lot of superhero games that are like this. Uh, oh, the controls are hard to figure out. How do I? Okay, that's a thing that this game is bad for several reasons. One is that your moves aren't very good. You have a lot of them, but they don't do very well at stopping enemies. Yeah, this game's gonna be a nightmare. Okay, I guess this wasn't. This was probably in our first session.
Metal Slug.
Yeah, it seems familiar. Let's just get going. If there's a shuffle there, I would have had a note on it. Oh, why not shuffle when started up? Plug most plug X cult shuffle on startup. Could we use the coin or something? This one's not very good. I don't, not even like funny, not very good. It's just I did the sequel, so I thought I might as well do this one. Um, this is Gundam, SD Gundam Psycho Salamander no Kyoi, and I think it's just an adaptation of maybe the first series. Um, whereas the second one was a Blade and Contra clone. This is more uh like including the environments. This fits with the actual series more. But the problem is that they implement it as all like very slow auto-scrolling stages. And there's not really a whole lot that's interesting they did. Um, you start your main weapon is actually your Vulcan. Then you have to even getting the beam rifle is a power up. Okay, I was expecting that. Um, I'm Psycho Salamander. Shuffle on intro. To remind, the reason I'm pausing for those is to take down notes so I can fix the shuffler as I go through. I think I looked at yeah, I looked at this on our first session. I was having trouble inputting moves with Terry, so let's go with Andy, who is, I believe, the best character in this game by quite a bit. Uh, I'm not as used to using him, but if my controls aren't working as well as I hoped, then that'd probably just make a big difference. I'm not sure if he's all charge moves. That one elbow is okay. This is another one that Smite actually did run through in full in the shuffler. This is Pepsi Man, which I'm surprised it worked as well as it did, but I'm happy that it did, and everyone seemed to like it. So um, this one I'm not foreseeing a whole lot of errors. Uh, Hopefully, it seems like it's just going to be enjoying something that people already thought was fine. I haven't been too concerned about talking during cutscenes, uh, but I feel like I'm obligated not to for these. That's just too much of the appeal is in those. Oh, let me wait. I don't know what happens if I don't press start. Does it replay the opening cutscene? Yeah, it does. Okay. Similarly, wait a minute here. See if anything happens. I don't have any Pepsi today. I'm just gonna have some water. I do like Pepsi, although, like many, I try to stick to zero sugar nowadays. But it doesn't look like there's anything, so I'll just go ahead.
Hey, let's start the game!
Ah, Pepsi Man, you got here just at the perfect time. I got a call that a vending machine ahead ran out of Pepsi, and I was just on my way there when I got a flat tire. There are a bunch of people gathered in front of the vending machine. They want Pepsi, and the word is that they're just about to riot. I plan to head over there as soon as I can fix this flat, but it looks like it's gonna take some time. Can't you do something, Pepsi Man?
Okay, so this is a people compare it to an infinite runner, but it's the infinite part isn't here. But it's basically this auto running 3D platformer. like a Crash Bandicoot bonus stage. It's actually a pretty fun game. Aside from some rough sections, which are kind of this game's version of bosses. You can jump, you can slide, you can dash, you can break, but dash and break are a little tricky because you might kind of mess up the timing. The game is timing is very important. There's a lot of little things that happen. It's a very eventful game. Here my buttons are reversed. I think I have beaten this game before, at least with save state. It's not a big change using save states because you can save every level, and you have infinite continuum as well. You stop at a Pepsi at a vending machine at least halfway through each stage. With this section, there's the next section, and then there's sort of boss-ish section at the end. The timer is also a concern, especially in later stages. As far as I know, the timer isn't saved by checkpoints, so there's never really a case where you're stuck because the timer's too bad. But the game is again very like delicately crafted, so it likes later on the timer being like dramatically low. And to that end, there's no way, unless you dash constantly, which is a huge risk, that you're going to end up with a good amount of time waiting. Collecting Pepsi cans is not so. Does give you extra lives, I think, but it gives you health refills every 10. So it wasn't a big deal there because I wasn't taking damage until right then. But
We must stop these high speed. They have only 72 hours to accomplish their objectives. The four specialists will exterminate the troops of DAC. They will never be defeated.
this is
Troopers, second squad.
well, she just said the name. But so this is a like overhead run and gun sort of thing, similar to Commando. Um, this is personally, I think it's one of the best ones. Other people prefer Shock Troopers 1. I was interested in implementing it but the version of Bizhawk I was using before wasn't running it. I'm not sure if this one does. If it does, then I'll have to do that later, I guess. But yeah, the difference between this and the first one, there's this 3D pseudo 3D graphics, which is not that great. Okay, that Shock Troopers, Second Squad, False Scuffle, Shock Troop. Alright, gonna think about it later. Oh, we already got another new one. This is Bucky O'Hare. There was the NES version, which Mike ran through in the Shuffler. This is the arcade version. Um, as opposed to that one, which is fairly traditional like action platformer sort of thing, although quite hard from what I could see. This one is like the Konami Aliens arcade game where it's final fight, but you have a gun. It seems like a run and gun, but it plays more like a like standard beat 'em up, and especially this one because I think you do have a melee attack. The visuals are very nice, as with a lot of these Konami cartoon adaptations. I mean, it looks like a final fight until you start like blasting. Okay, so this one doesn't shuffle the opening. That's nice. This also allows for 4 players, but we're not going to be doing that today. It's always nice. That does happen in arcade games, but you sort of rarely get to experience that. Okay, maybe it'll shuffle now because it's player one. The other ones were different players, I think. There was one. Rocky, Rocky O'Hare, full, shuffle, on intro. This one, Legendary Axe. Um, I had the same this issue with the false shuffling during the intro. Uh, but I can't fix this one. It doesn't seem like there's a good like specific number to block that, so I just put in a note. Hopefully, since I'm not the best at that, hopefully someone else knows better than I can. This is another one that Spike went through. Um, Trip World DX. It's an official re-release upgrade of sort of a cult Game Boy game. Um, this one's very cutesy. Uh, the difficulty, like it's nice to look at, but the difficulty is weird. Like it's very easy, except when it isn't, and when it isn't, it's a little unscrutable. Uh, your main attack has basically no range, which is sort of the challenge. It's hard to there's no intuitive way to uh, do damage to enemies, like especially bosses, without putting yourself in attack range. Okay, that's no demo. But this one didn't have any problems, so it should be. It looks like it's fine. Or I should say, it didn't have any problems when Smite went through it. So here's an upgrade you can get. This little kick is our normal attack. This turns it into some kind of stun move. This flower. Plus it's avoid enemies. This heart I think is just a heal, which I currently don't need. Okay, now we're reduced down to this kip. But we do have some other abilities, like we can transform into this flight form. Yeah. You see, that's how we fight, which I'm just massing a button. That doesn't seem that elegant. There's also a fish form, which can blast. And there's a fish, so it's only effective in water. It's not as good as the, not as versatile as the flight form, but even the flight form, you don't want to use very much because they can't fight. Running from enemies seems to be the way to go because their attack isn't that great. That thing damages you. It's like a punching inflatable clown sort of deal. Where if you try to kick it, it hits you. Okay, here's this boss. This one I think has a dive kick. Oh, did I beat him? Nice. I think it's hard I played. I haven't tested a lot of these very often, so it's nice when they just spontaneously work out. Not a fan of these guys. Human looking dude. Oh, I guess that wore off. Oh, I got trunk. I don't know why that is. What are those? I don't know. I guess it reacts to you attacking by turning into a mushroom. Oh. Whoa. That was nice. It took me 2 turns until the second stage to get it hit. I think I'm doing okay. You can see the giant text there is Bandai being goofy. I don't know what my stats are anymore. Let's just go with attack. It's gonna be reliable, right? There's some health pickups over there on the right, the red crosses. I'm sure the red cross is not happy about. You can see from the count I shot around, it was around 200 missiles? 210? I actually tend to like bounce more than homing, but because I feel like you're in enclosed areas more often. But homing, I think, This version has more niches where it actually demands that you use it. Let's take flute. I'm sure there's some way to improve SimCity, but I don't know intuitively what it's going to be. These onions here take 2 hits, you hit them once, and then they kind of slide. So this weapon is... I don't know if you're invincible when you... I guess you are. And then this is... something very rare. It seemed like it would be good, but it's like a pogo stick sort of thing that damages things when you land on. But it's always placed in places where it's very easy to hit the enemy by accident, so you never really get to use it. This one I didn't actually implement. It's just I threw on I was curious if it would work if you just put the correct hash code for it, and it turns out that it does. For better or more likely for worse. Oh. The thing with this, whoa, wow, I survived, is you have fall damage, which is a thing in the original Buffy. People didn't. I remember someone on Retro Achievements didn't believe me and was insisting that actually that was made up for this ROM hack. But no, the original Buffy does have fall damage, but it's very easy to mitigate just by floating. In this one, though, a lot of times when you hit those springs, you can't float out of it. So if you hit it, you're probably dead because you can't break the fall. And the fall is very... I'm surprised that I haven't triggered it. It's extremely sensitive in this one. And rings don't do anything. You automatically die. But yeah, I just put in the hashtag for that one and it worked. I think I'm pretty sure that we had a Darius twin before, so I'll just go ahead and do it. Rapid fire's on. I don't care about game level. Oh, that was totally me getting careless. Metamorphic Force. I think we might have had this show up earlier too, but I improved it. Hopefully, improved it a little. Just adding some grace on. It feels like Konami making their own cartoon to license. It's also very similar to Altered Beast in concept. Generally, though, it seems like it's Konami's highest or second highest quality beat 'em up. This one, Violent Storm, really. I actually might like this more than Violent Storm, but this is from a very early impression. I think I like the characters more to start with. So the gimmick is that they can turn into a beast form. But also your attacks are pretty rapid anyway. Game feels good when you're not in beast form. There's no... it's an upgrade that you eventually find. That looks cool. Also, combat feels a lot more intentional than a lot of Konami's arcade beat 'em ups, if that makes any sense. It feels like you can actually do poorly or you can do well. It's two characters I really like. One is the wolf, one is the panther. Uh, I can't decide which one to use, honestly. You can hit people on the ground rapidly. That's also a nice thing in this one. Hardcore Gaming 101 said that the bull is the best, but I don't know if that's actually true. That might be just the writer's take. People kind of assume that the fans know better, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're not as good at this game as they think they are. So I'm just going to assume nothing until now. Just going to pick a character and hope that they're okay. Uh, yeah, might as well wait for this one before I go. But this is the other guy I like, the wolf guy. He starts with a sword. Like, he loses range in Beast One, but there is a Final Fantasy style desperation move, like a cast from health move. I should have set it to not shuffle when that move is used. Anyways, let's get going. I'll pick this guy because I like both his forms. So I only did the American version where your health drains. I implemented, this was another one that I implemented because Poltergeist name dropped it, and I thought, why not? I wasn't familiar with it before, so I wasn't aware that there was huge differences. But this is how they make sure that you get off the arcade cabinet so that other people can play and put money in. If you don't play well enough, you'll eventually lose health. The cool thing is, though, you don't seem to have a maximum health. Even that, you would assume from from it being 4 digits that there would be a max of 9,999. That actually isn't true. From what I can tell testing, there's like nothing in the programming stopping your health from going even higher. But that requires you not to take damage, which is not guaranteed. Oh. I was once again betrayed by having to scratch my beard. Ryudo was saying that he wanted to run the Punch-Out games. So I wanted to make sure that these ones were tested very well. I got up to the World Tournament, so it should be fine. Although I don't think I checked the demo, so maybe it's got one of these like shuffles at the start too. I like how it says how to win, not like how to play. Oh man, it does. gonna have like half these games. I have no idea what the power-ups do in Gym Power. One nice thing about this game, though, is that you tend to be revived very close to where you die. So I think it does work well for the Shuffler in terms of it goes well with the infinite lives. You see some progress, but not a ton. This is Shock Troopers. It reset for some reason, so let me actually check to see if there's a. But they don't normally reset, do they? I'm just checking the like messages for the Shuffler. No, it says it just swapped. So I guess I don't know if the I don't know if the attract sequence shows the Neo Geo logo again. Maybe that just happens to be it. That's when it shuffles, so it looked like it reset. I normally like playing this lady, and I've never paid much attention to that, so I didn't know that when I first played it. Collecting the letters, you have to collect the letters in order. I thought you just collected them. I think that just gives you extra points. So this guy has this beam weapon, which I think is... I don't know if the damage is good. I probably should pay more attention to the stats, but yeah, I don't really like this guy, but he's got a niche, I guess. I think he's probably better for boss fights than regular enemies. But I think Leon might be even better than he is. Oh, that's my, I got confused about which button is the grenade and which button is the... So there's kind of a weird... There's a lot of, this is part of why I like this one better than the first one. There's a lot of, like, weird, like, bonus things. So that was one where you have these, like, surrendering soldiers to rescue. And once you do, if you touch them, well, first off, you can shoot them, so you want to avoid that, because you'll lose the points if you miss. But, additionally, they aren't necessarily, either they'll take off their hat, and there'll be a, cute blonde girl and give you extra points, or there'll be that skeleton and they'll blow up and you have to get out of the way. There's a bunch of vehicles in this game. They're very slow. They have a ton of power, but I don't feel like it's that realistic to finish levels with them. Maybe someone much better than me could. This, I think, is as far as I've ever gotten with this tank. I'm doing surprisingly well in the Shuffler, I feel. maybe just playing like this tends to make you play better. Oh, I didn't shuffle on damage there? I guess, did I not take damage? That was weird. It does look like I have full health. Oh, it shuffles between levels too, oh boy. That one needs a lot of work. This one I think might have come up in the first section. Use the F1 car. So this is a like one-player racing game. No, I think the second player can play as well. But the challenge is that you're constantly running out of fuel, and so you want to grab fuel items which are often in the air. You also want to jump over threats. I keep doing that. And, you know, not on the whole. This is another like commando like top-down run and gun thing. This one I think is actually this one's by Capcom, so it's got more direct lineage with Commando. A difference in this is it's not all directional and it's auto-scrolling. There's an arcade version, but I went with the NES because people seem to. It seems like it adds a lot, and people seem to prefer it. I want to say a little more RPG-esque or something like this. I don't even know how to describe the differences. I'm not that familiar with this one. Yeah, I'm feeling I'm gonna shuffle on the tracks be quick. Oh, I guess when you come up. So, in the arcade, I think you had like 3 buttons, one for each angle you can shoot at. For this, it's B button to shoot to the left, A button to shoot to the right, and then press both to shoot in both directions. Oh, I'm sorry. I think in the arcade, the difference is that you can actually shoot your guns in 2 different directions at the same time. This one you can't. There are not a ton of buttons in the NES. Maybe I would feel different if I played a lot of the arcade version. I feel like I'm not really like hurting for that ability from what I played so far. That's not really like not being able to shoot directly left and right is a bigger concern. So the way this works is, yeah, so you can buy some upgrades, but I don't know if these are limited. Or if I have to, yeah, I have no shotgun ammo, I guess. But this this area where I'm just blasting random enemies, this goes on forever as far as I know. What you need to do is you need to break these barrels until you find a key. Or maybe someone gives you a key, something like that. Or the wanted poster? Maybe it was the wanted poster. I guess we'll save up for that poster then. The horse, by the way, that I'm riding It's not. Maybe it gives you a speed boost. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but it's also health. So I've currently set it to shuffle when your horse gets hits because it seems like it's fairly easy to avoid damage, and the horse is otherwise just better than not having a horse. We'll see how other people deal with it. It might be better to turn it off. I guess I could turn it into an option at least. I guess POW clears the screen. It's a early Capcom like to reuse some of their power-ups and graphics between games. I think it's kind of sad that we don't have that sort of tradition anymore. But I'm gonna hang on to my money, although I could, by the looks of it, afford a better gun. Yeah, I have shotgun ammo if I need it. I'll use that for the boss. Oh, is that? I'm not sure. It looked like I shuffled on getting the horse twice. Like getting the horse while I already had a horse. Okay, that was an intended feature that I worked into this shuffler where I didn't get all the way up to the next board. So because I didn't get all the way up, then falling down doesn't count. I never actually left this board as far as the shuffler is concerned. Now if I fall down, it'll shuffle. It'll shuffle again. See? There you go. Oh. Issue of the N64 game that is that I'm not immediately sure if I need to use the D-pad. So I was hitting the D-pad to go up, and then by the time I realized, oh, I need to use the stick to jump, it was already too late. If I was one of those people who uses the stick for everything, then I would be okay. But I'm one of those people who actually uses both in different circumstances. So. I'm curious how this game does in the Middle East. Like, it's possible that it's possible that they like it over there. I know, okay. So this is Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. This is one of the more complex things I implemented. Uh, there's two gameplay styles in this, although it'll take a while for us to see the second. I'd say there's two HP styles, which we had to account for. So this is based off early Dragon Ball. In most of them, Goku has his power pole. Most platforming stages, Goku has power pole, and then you'll have some stages with slightly different gameplay. Like you'll have ones where you're flying on Nimbus, which are kind of framed like a shmup, but they aren't. Your attacks are all the same, so it's not an actual shmup. But then you'll also have like one-on-one fights, which are closer to a fighting game. I guess there's no demo. But in the one-on-one fights, the health works different, where it's got a different. Hard actually is pretty hard, so I'll stick to regular. I guess I could have jumped right to it, but I'm not going to. So we already got a bunch of nice moves we can do. We got this dive kick especially. If you hold up and attack, you can reflect shots. It works. It's, I feel like, not super useful because it puts you in harm's way. You could have just avoided the shot, and it doesn't have like a ton of damage or anything, so I don't think it's super worth it. That meter on the bottom left is our super meter. There's a few uses in this, but at the moment all we can do is extend our power pole and hit everyone around us, which is a pretty good move. But the same lets us do more interesting things later. That's just a heal. There's a lot of exploration, a lot of secret items in this game. Oh, this doesn't seem like it's shuffling. Okay, I had a note. I think when I did it before, I was on hard mode and it wasn't working. So I'm gonna mark this as done for now. I'll have to fix it after. So in Ninja Warrior, oh, I was forgetting to block. There's a few good moves. This one, just crouch slashing is very safe. Kama Itachi has very long range, so he's especially good when he's doing that. By the way, when you're blocking, it also blocks when you're jumping like that. So it's extremely good in this game. There's your super move. There's actually some character-specific super moves too, which you do out of combo. I don't feel like they're worth it. Okay, this is one I was really looking forward to. Since Sin and Punishment for the N64, hopefully it starts up. I was having an issue with this one where the emulator was preventing, or the Infinite Live preventing that from happening. I'm gonna give it a minute. No, look, the Infinite Live might be appearing with that again. Let me see if I can mark this one as complete for now. Okay, let's Super Bonk 2. This is the best your power-ups are in Bonk because they don't have a time limit in this one. There's an alternate level down there, so I'm going to try going into it because I usually don't. There, I deliberately hope that, I forget if I had to do anything, but I was hoping that it wouldn't shuffle there because I deliberately lost my power up. Wasn't due to damage. Couldn't seem to fit through that hole. Swimming in Bonk is a little bit weird. I took a risk to show it off there. But if you jump, it acts like you're jumping. So your bonking sends you downward, whereas normally you would just attack to the side. It's a game called Granada. It's by Wolf Team, who went on to become the Tales studio. They go like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Graces, Tales of the Abyss. Back in this time, they had like a much more general profile. I feel like they're a little bit more on the like hardcore gamer side of things. This one is I thought originally on Japanese microcomputers. Um, it's another top-down shooting thing. This one is very focused on like exploration. You're very powerful, I think. When he was blowing up those, you can see it right there. That's a super shot, which is your main like heavy damage output. It has no limit on this ammo. You can shoot that whenever you want. The only reasons not to spam that are one, it's kind of slow compared to your regular shot, and two, it's got recoil, so it's bad when you're moving. So the reason for that rapid shot is yeah, whatever. Easy's fine. The key assigned is the big one. A normal shot, B fixed shot. What do I do B blaster? Oh, wait, C is my blaster. Okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. Controls in this are nice. You can, with the shoot button, you can shoot in any direction. You can, the fixed shot button holds your direction. So it makes it pretty easy to aim where you want. And then here's your blaster. The big thing is stages are like mazes in this. You've got to hunt down all the targets. You can see that map down there. Shows where the targets are. There's also great range on this super shot, so you might not even notice the thing that you've blown up until you've blown it up. So I feel like you feel very like slick and powerful in this. That's some kind of... The upgrades in this game are a little weird. This thing is like it reflects your shot and then goes into the very aggressive mode. But you don't have to keep reflecting the shot. Like it keeps on firing after I've gotten it excited. It's weird. Feeling a little bit of stealth here. Wondering if I can hunt down that big enemy. These things are not invulnerable though. These upgrade pod things. Although I'm not quite sure what it takes to destroy one. Getting a little worried there, so getting surrounded. Oh. Okay, a lot of bad things happen at once. How the shuffler goes. Whoa. Fighting enemies seems like it's a bad idea in Trip World. So if you see that power bar at the bottom, there's kind of an interesting gimmick in this game. Now that we've maxed out, we actually have an option how we use our transformation, because we can transform whenever we want, and that's going to attack anything on screen, and it's going to transform us for the rest of the level, actually. But it fully heals us and it damages everyone on screen. So if you wanted, you can save it for that heal, but the reason you wouldn't want to save it besides it being easier when you're transformed, as a generality, is it also doubles your damage when you're transformed. So is saving that damage worth, like having that little heal worth the extra damage that you're doing? And in the Shuffler, I don't think it is. Uh, 48. 54. I haven't really played this. I like Dead Eye Duck. Seems cool. Seems like this is one of the games where holding the button does work, but it lowers your firing rate, so it's better to mash. Oh, I was checking to see if I can do a melee attack. I thought you could. But if you could, it seems like it exposes you to danger anyway. So maybe I shouldn't try. As opposed to normal Ninja Gaiden, in this, you have a grappling hook. I forgot the input for it, so I guess I showed off that you have normal Ninja Gaiden input. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the time, so... It feels like it should be confused, doesn't it? Part of the challenge is to pay attention when... Did I... Let me go back. Is there a demo for Life Force? I don't remember there being any cutscenes at this speed. That's it. I'm sure we've discussed this. This was originally released as Salamander. No, I don't think I saw this. Salamander, which is a spin-off of Gradius. There's actually an animated OVA for Salamander, which is interesting. I still need to finish watching that. But they were experimenting, I guess, a bit with the Gradius formula, although I guess they were releasing a lot of different Gradius games all over the place, so I don't know if this was any more intentional an experiment than the rest. One is that well, it has a two-player, which was not a thing in Gradius. It has uh, a standard power-up system where you just pick up the power-ups and you get them. I'm just looking to see the difference between the lasers. I think the one that I want is pointed towards the middle instead of on the sides. Yeah, pulse laser is not the one that I want as much. But the whole multiples are not options here. That's why I was surprised when I think Gradius III was calling it that. Um, so, aside from that, it also has vertical sections, which, as opposed to the typically horizontal ones that Gradius has. But for some reason, when they localize it, I guess to differentiate from all the space shmups that had come out, um, the American side of Konami decided to present it as a game that was entirely about being inside a monster. Like, I don't know if you get shrunken down and go inside them, or if it's a giant monster you invade or something. But I think as far as I know, in the Japanese version, there's only a level that had that concept. Whereas for this, it seems like they've extended it to the entire game, and the name being changed from Salamander to Life Force also reflects that they're trying to change the idea around it. Feels like it's a very long, like, track sequence demo. They went through basically the entire level. Okay, go with it. Roll. I'll grab Pulse Laser for now, so I can change it to something else. The power-up, I think I like. There's some versions that have the normal Gradius system. I think the NES one does. I think I like that better just because I can't tell the difference between the power-ups. They're too similar looking. Oh, it's close. I don't know how many more I can support. How many more multiples I can support? Okay, I can get at least one more. Feels like I'm at the max now. I don't really need speed anymore. Like, yeah, I haven't been using my tools at all. I forgot that there's a second button associated with them. These breakable walls are a little bit tricky in that these ones regenerate, and later in the stage, I need to get through while it's going behind me. So I gotta do this fast, but I also can't be. Okay, this is Salamander 2 has a fake out where you go against its boss. So I guess he's kind of the mascot. This first stage makes it tricky. No, I didn't have enough room to move around. There we go. Oh, is there a tornado power? I don't think there is. What one have they shown off? Air hockey shown off. I don't think it's very good to do here. It takes a while. This one, you just gotta bounce a thing up. you hit it from the bottom, it goes up. If you hit it from the top, it doesn't count. It's harder to get the ones on the side, but those are the ones you want. If you get one up there, you lose, so that's kind of a trap. And also, if you get one up there, then you can't go for the other two. So that's why I'm saying it's a trap. And see, I've almost got it. Also, if you fall out of the bottom, then you lose the chance to get any power-ups, any extra lives. Okay. Hopefully, I at least get the two. I mean, in my case, it's not a big deal because I've got infinites. Well. Oh, I didn't set up regular achievements, did I? Not a big deal. Not sure. So that's just bad for me to take all these blocks that would have taken 2 hits to destroy, or 1 hit to destroy, and turns them into 2 hits. Ha. I need to get up there. And especially if I can get the Rocky, that'd be nice. Nope. Nope. Where we go? Whoa, no! That's the problem that I have with perfect football. I feel like it's very hard to get out of these situations where you need precise control. Yeah. I think every time I press B, retro achievements is priming and unpriming some achievement, but I can't see what it is. Let's see if I can use this to improve the ball placements. It's gonna be closer to the side. But seeing as how that guy in the center is an actual Kirby boss, seems to me that's the boss we're going up against next. I think I did okay for stars this time. It seems like having a power is especially good in this boss fight. Because when you're... I guess all boss fights have this, but when you attack your paddles, then you can still adjust yourself through the through using your power. Yeah, I think we're actually slightly past the halfway point now. Oh, how do I get in here? I need to break these, but it's a little tricky because they're all the way up there. There. Improving my positioning is going to be very useful here. If I can get back in. Oh. There we go. What's this bomb do? I bet it will erase those blocks around. Yes. Okay. Only one missing. Oh, oh. That's a pretty good board. It's way more interesting than Arkanoid. This is weird. Okay. I wasn't sure if I could break through this or not. It looked like I wasn't going to. I was not going to be. Oh, that was probably not a great move. Kirby, go more vertical. I want to go more vertical Kirby. Oh, not to the right, vertical. That's nice. Let me see if I can maintain this. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, this might go completely to waste. Ooh, didn't think I was gonna pull that off. Here, I'm gonna need to use my attack to break through this first. Oh, it's a whole lot of it here. I wasn't gonna do it, but I was hoping maybe if I'm lucky, the movement would help. There we go. Oh, this is interesting. Wonder if Mr. Frosty is going to be the boss. Do they always kill the boss first? Didn't pay attention to that. Oh, yes, he does. If both this and the last one appeared in the penultimate stage. I'm not really maintaining any space above him, so my power doesn't seem like it's of huge help here. As good as stone has been to me, I'm wondering if maybe it's outlived its usefulness now. Ooh. Yeah, this definitely feels like one of the games that we're actually going to be able to beat over the course of this 2 weeks or so. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Needle. What does Needle do? Oh, does Needle return you to be able to aim? It's interesting. So this is great for positioning. This and it's got some ability to cut through blocks. The range isn't very good. We need to go against these gray ones because if I can aim right. Because the issue is, even if I can aim them, they launch in basic form, so I can't do any high-powered hits that way. Well, maybe Needle itself will help with breaking them in that case. now, take a look at this. Oh, what thing is it? So this one is going to be interesting. This is a Mad Stalker Full Metal Force. It's again a PC like Japanese microcomputer game. Beat 'em up. It's both in plot and in gameplay. It's very close to a rather unfortunately named game called oh, I'm not even going to say it. But another popular for the platform.
いくら今回の調査団に我がポセイドンの技術スタッフが参加しているからといって軍部の決定に口を挟むなど
こちらの調査では100体以上の存在を確認したと報告されているのです。しかし民間に供与されたものはわずか4体に過ぎない。この事実を中立であるポセイドンの立場から証明していただくだけで結構だと言っているのです。
アルテミスが経済情報技術とあらゆる面で常任理事国を上回りながら唯一立ち遅れているのが軍備であることは市長もご存知でしょう。ミッシングテクノロジーの再発見がいかに急務とはいえ4体もあれば十分ではありませんかな。
軍事の衝突が人的資源は愚か、情報技術資源までも損耗させる事実は大戦で立証済みです。不必要な軍備は他国のいらぬ不安を募らせるだけだとは考えませんか。それよりも今なすべきは大量の戦災難民を受け入れるための器作りと復興先進国としての名に恥じぬ治安強化なのです。例の技術が民間に還元されれば
So basically, I should tell for English speakers here. My basic understanding of this game, I'm saying this more from reading manuals, is basically it's a police game where they had the police militarized and they got a lot of robot weapons for whatever reason that happened. It's a cyberpunk thing, so maybe it's not good. But they were built with AI, and the AI goes berserk. And so they have to send out humans in piloted machines to take out their own AI. But yeah, this was a cool game on the microcomputers. That version isn't supported. I think it's the best one, going by what I've seen other people say. Then it's ported all over in weird places. This TurboGrafx one, I think, is the closest to the original. There's a newer one for the Genesis, like within the past few years, which I don't think is as good. So this is the one that I went with so far. There's also a PlayStation remake, which the gameplay is a bit different. To explain the gameplay, this is a like single plane beat 'em up like Ninja Warriors. You have a bunch of like special moves with not quite fighting game inputs. They're relatively simplified. So you have a projectile, you have an uppercut, you've got a dash slash. You have a dash move. Then it ends up with sort of fighting game frame fights, but your mechanics don't change, your moves don't change. But you have like one-on-one boss fights. You're after being swarmed with enemies. The one big thing in this game is that, at least in this version, I don't think the Genesis version has this, but in this version, you can have multiple playable characters, and you can and in some versions, you can also play as basically any enemy in versus mode. I don't think the Shuffler did this. This looks like it's an emulation error. Um, so that ended up being a influence for Guardian Heroes, which is I think more known for that. And then later you have Inu Nishimura who wrote a game called Code of Princess, which I think was very influenced by Guardian Heroes, but it traces back here to Mad Stalker. There's also the PlayStation version, which I own for the Vita, the PS1 version, and that's kind of a remake. That one adds super moves. It makes you put in a code to play as anyone else, which is a little weird because it's a PS1. You think you can save your progress after you beat the game, but that's not how it works for whatever reason. And that one, I actually think some people don't like it for some reason. It doesn't have the cutscenes, which is I didn't think about the fact that the main character is Hispanic. That's kind of cool. But um, actually, I don't know if Hispanic Volcano is the right word. Anyway, hopefully you understand my intention there. But the it doesn't have these cutscenes in the PlayStation version, which I guess is the big reason people don't like it. But the combo system I feel is improved. One like ridiculous thing you can do is that you get a little bit of lift when you shoot a air to ground projectile. So you can just jump up and then spam your projectile and start like blowing people up on the ground, and then hopefully build enough power that you land and you throw in a couple supers. I would have tried putting in the PlayStation version, but I have some space issues on this laptop, and once I'm done the Shuffler, I'll clear out a bunch of these games, and then I'll see what else I can do. I have implemented, or at least tried to implement most of the things that I wanted to. So hopefully there's not going to be a ton more that I'm doing, but maybe there will be. It's a really long cutscene. It's a TurboGrafx 16 game. That face looks quite a bit like Zero Eimer type stuff, but they just introduced Zero Eimer into Iron Saga Versus, so maybe I've got it on the brain. But yeah, this is a TurboGrafx CD game, so I guess they can go all out on the cutscenes on this. But I feel like that would have been fairly impressive. Maybe not going into the PlayStation 1, but in 1994, what's competition with? I'll stick with normal, I guess. Pico Rodriguez, Richard Winston. Let's use Eve because I haven't used her much. These other two, only Hound Dog, which is Chico's machine, is available in the PlayStation 1 version, so that might be another thing. I don't know off the top of my head if they're in the Genesis version. But these two aren't in the PS1 version at all, so that might be another reason why it's disliked. Although for Smite purposes, not having cutscenes might be a good thing.
こいつらのテストだ。とにかく次のメニューへ。
Contra be doing that when they're mostly talking.
警本部が何の用だ。こちらロドリゲス隊。隊長のチコ・ロドリゲス巡査部長だ。
警本部のジェミー・チェンです。アルテミスで緊急事態が発生しました。国籍不明のスレーブギア多数が市街を攻撃しています。ロドリゲス隊は直ちにテストを中断。現場に急行してください。
ちょっと待ってくれ。事態がよくつかめん。どういうことだ。
警察庁長官のミカエフ・ゴルドビチだ。異例のことだが、君たちはたった今から私直属の部隊となった。現在アルテミスは緊急事態にある。数分前から市内のネットワーク網が何者かによってハックされ、使用不可能な状態だ。この回線もたった今復旧したばかりで、我々もまだ事態を完全には把握できておらん。だが現在、アルテミスがスレイブギアに攻撃を受けていることは紛れもない事実だ。軍と連絡を取っているが、今のところ応答がない。とにかく事態は急を要する。一刻も早く現場に向かってくれ。
Okay, let's try this out. Okay, so only two moves. Now you have the spin. Like Tyson's punch outs, this is similar to the super punch out, which I think we didn't even get into. Let's see if there's an intro scene for this. Most people in the West, I'm sure, know what this is. It's a puzzle boxing game. It's all about learning the enemy's attacks and their timings and retaliating. Okay, then maybe it'll have something. So another thing that I think he showed off here is that there's chip damage in this game. Some attacks you can't dodge, you have to block them, I believe. Like Great Tigers, has a teleporting move. And if we're going purely by when damage lowers, there's no way to avoid shuffling from that because you would take some damage when you block it. So there is a check in there that it doesn't shuffle when you're blocking a move. But this game is it's hard, but it's learnable. That's its claim to fame. The Glass Joe here, as opposed to Gabby J in the next game. Glass Joe is a big punching bag. Oh, I missed the timing. I could have instantly knocked him down if I timed that correctly. So during the first part of that fight, I don't even think throws any punches. Stars are necessary to do your super attack. There's some weird condition that you have to do to get one. The condition varies depending on the fighter. So I'm not good at getting stars, honestly. I don't know what those conditions are. You knock someone down, TKO. Or knock someone down 3 times, rather. I don't know how accurate that is to boxing rules. Generally, this game wouldn't be very accurate. I don't know if this is the version that I have or if it's an emulator, but there's corruption around the characters' pictures. I was aware of that going in, but I figured it's okay. Maybe it's a different version, I don't know. Oh. Ah, I was trying to be smart. So he kind of shakes his head before he punches, and I think if you can hit him when his head is shaking, you get a star. But he's pretty easy anyway. He's arguably easier than Glass Joe. I feel like we need some grades on. Add grades to Shadow Force because I haven't been able to move. Keep getting comboed. Oh, we're already done. I guess there's nothing that'll hurt me here. Except that guy. So, alright, let's get ready to raid someone else. So I think at this point, we've seen most of the games in the shuffler at least once, so we finally get the chance to start making progress bit by bit. I don't know. I'm hoping I can beat at least a few games in this before we're done, but I can't guarantee that that's going to happen. And we're not really. The promise here is not going to be to do all of them. The reason it sounds crapping out at the end, by the way, if this wasn't clear from previous streams, is that I'm opening up my internet browser to get the raid done. I am seeing Caravan here. Let's see if we can spook him with my newfound knowledge of how to spook them. I'm sorry, with my newfound knowledge of how to do raids.